beyond, about 8 months old, a year maybe.
Shalom.
Shalom.
This is a
praises.
voice of a watchman.
All praises to the Most High.
This is the Sabbath, our holy day. The Bible says to keep the Sabbath holy.
That's right. Remember what? Remember what?
The Sabbath.
And keep it what?
Holy.
Now keep it on Sunday.
So we're gonna talk about a little about. We have a couple of things to show you about New Year's, expose and tell you the truth about what is going on on New Year's, what you're really partaking in and celebrating.
Yes. I hope you tuned in to last night, and we're bringing a message titled. Have we titled it, Josh? I think we have. The truth about New Year's. It's just as evil as Christmas and Thanksgiving. I wouldn't say more so, but just as evil. We're going to read something in Job. Job 9:26, you said, Josh? 24? 24, right? All right, open your Bibles to Job
9 and 24. We're going to start in Job 9 and 24.
All right, do we have it, everyone? The earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
Of the who?
Wicked.
So the earth is in control of the wicked, evil people run the earth. So anything you celebrate worldly is dealing with some high level of wicked practice.
He covered the faces of the judges thereof.
He covers the face of righteous judgment. Read.
If not, where and who is he?
Of course, the wicked is Esau. And the wicked elite is Esau.
That's right.
Esau is the one that controls the earth. Let's go to Psalms 50, verse 16. Psalms 50 and 16.
Okay, Psalms 50, the book of Psalms 50, verse 16.
So we just read, the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. So let's characterize some of the attributes of the wicked as we go into the lesson.
Go ahead, Mary.
Unto the wicked, the Most High saith, what hast thou to do to declare my statutes? So
to these evil people, and this is really referring to the spiritual side of the religion of America, Christianity. If your ancestors have done nothing but steal, rob, and murder, and especially to gain power in America, you slaughtered millions of people during chattel slavery, and you're going to sit up here and teach people how to get to heaven?
God forgave all that.
Read.
Or that thou shouldest take my covenant in thy mouth.
So America has no covenant with the Bible and the Most High.
So the Most High is saying, how dare you put my words in your mouth the way you're living in this country, and against my will and against my laws? Watch this. Seeing thou hatest instruction.
So you hate the righteous instruction of the Bible.
And castest my words behind thee.
So gays can marry, lesbians can marry, you can eat shellfish and pork and unclean food.
Hold on, something else. When we go and tell people that you have to keep the law and the Sabbath and the holy days, they get mad. They cast your words, Most High, to us behind thee. When thou sawest a thief, then thou consentedest with them, and hast been partaker with adulterers.
Hath been partakers with adulterers. Read.
Spiritual, right, Josh? Thou givest thy mouth to evil, and thy tongue frameth deceit.
So your tongue speaks evil, and your mouth deceitfulness. Christmas, Easter, America was discovered by Europeans. evolution, atheism, all these lies that you frame with your mouth. The earth is round. That's a big lie. Jesus is a white man.
Mm-hmm. Come on.
The Jews are in Israel.
Christ is God.
I mean, there's a lot of deceit that America spins.
Oh, we can go on and on.
Thou sittest and speakest against thy brother.
So you sit in powerful places and you have an agenda against your brother Jacob, the Israelites, the so-called blacks and Hispanics. Let's go to
We're gonna go to
Genesis 36.
All right.
Let's point out Esau. Who is Esau according to the Bible? Politically, who is this power that rules us? We're going to show you according to the Bible. Actually, before we go to Genesis 36, let's go to Genesis 27 and 38. Genesis 27, 38.
Yeah, I've got this, man. 27:38. Okay. Tony, would you get me a pen, please? A black pen. Thanks. All right, we're going to Genesis 27, right?
27:38.
Hold on, and I want to. And what was the other one, Josh?
38.
36. Hold on, Tony. Put it down.
37.
I got that.
Genesis 37 and what?
No, 36.
36 what?
What's the next one?
I'll just put 36.
36.
27.
Yeah.
27. We're in Genesis 27, verse 38.
Hold on. I probably got it underlined already.
And the other one is 27, 36,
36.
27.
Hold on. 38. All right, ready? Okay. Genesis 27, verse 38. You have it, Mary? And Esau said unto his father, hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. Read. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and of the dew of heaven from above. And by thy sword shalt thou live.
And by thy what?
War.
And by thy
killing.
Start the verse over.
And of the dew of heaven from above, and by thy sword shalt thou live.
So Esau would never gain any political power or land mass, and we're going to read that
by murdering,
except by conquest.
That's
and
right.
Bloodshed and lies.
That's right. And it shall come to pass.
Esau is the progenitor of the white race, and the elite of the earth is also the children of your rulers of the earth are the children of Esau predominantly.
Wow. And it shall come to pass when thou shalt have the dominion.
So when before Christ come, Esau will be ruling the earth. That's how we know who rules the earth, because the Bible tells you Esau will be ruling the earth. And Esau is America.
That thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck.
So you'll break the yoke of the blessing off of Jacob's neck because you'll have power. But then Christ is coming back to take power and give it back to his
Israel.
Israel.
That's right.
Now let's go to Genesis 36:1.
Right. Then the Gentiles will have to rule under Israel in the kingdom. What's that, Josh? 37.
36:1.
36:1.
Genesis 36:1.
In the beginning? Okay. The descendants of Esau. Now, these are the generations of Esau. Who is Edom?
Who is who?
Edom.
So Esau is Edom. Now Edom is the heathen that has made them so small. If you research the 13 families of the Illuminati and notice how the wicked always try to copy the Bible, there was 13 families of the Illuminati, and there's 12 apostles plus Christ equals 13.
Right, they try to duplicate the Satan. He tries to duplicate.
Now politically, God hates Esau, but in general, if God the Most High will accept any Edomite who repents and keeps the commandments.
That's right.
Politically, he despises and hates Esau.
That's right.
He doesn't hate individual Edomites. He hates the political power and government that Esau and the war that Esau is waged against Israel.
That's right. That's
and
right.
the lies that they tell people.
Esau took his wives of the daughters.
Now skip to verse 10, 7.
Oh, 7? Okay.
Their riches.
For their riches, go ahead, Mary.
For their riches were more than that they might dwell together. And the land wherein they were strangers could not bear them because of their cattle.
Thus dwelt Esau in Mount Seir.
Seir.
Seir, all right. Esau is Edom.
Read the verse again. So because the Most High did not give Esau's people landmass, they had to assume a land.
That's right.
Read the verse again.
Thus dwelt Esau in Mount Seir. Esau is Edom.
So Esau is Edom. Now verse 12.
All right, verse 12. And Timnah was concubine to Eliphaz, Esau's son, and she bare to Eliphaz Amalek.
So Amalek is the progenitor of the Jewish race.
The Jewish race, not the Jews.
So
Say that again, Josh.
Technically, Amalek is an Edomite.
Say it again.
Although he's an Amalekite, his father is Esau.
Bare to Eliphaz what? Amalek.
Now,
these were the sons of Adah, Esau's wife.
Now let's go to verse 15, I think.
15, right. These were dukes.
These were what?
These were dukes.
So this is gonna lay down the bloodline of the rulers according to the Bible. All your rulers that are Esau go back to these bloodlines. So George Bush goes back to this. Your Queen of England goes back to these bloodlines. Your King of France and all your European elite trace back somehow to these bloodlines, these Duke lines.
Wow.
Read.
Okay. These were dukes of the sons of Esau.
So, in other words, the sons of Esau are ruling the earth today.
That's right. The sons of Eliphaz, the firstborn son of Esau, Duke Timnah, Duke Omar, Duke Zepho, Duke Kenzah, Duke Korah, Duke Gatham, and Duke Amalek. These are the dukes that came of Eliphaz in the land of Edom. So Josh, say that again. So
all these Duke lines have produced all the Edomite bloodline, Edomite rulers of the earth.
Awesome.
So these are the wicked that the Bible is addressing in the world today.
Okay.
Now let's go to let's go into it a little more. Let's go to
all right.
Let's go to Deuteronomy 12 verse 28.
Deuteronomy 12, 28.
Let's expose a little bit about what is really Christmas this time of the season about.
Right. All right, take your time. Let's get it, Tony. Deuteronomy chapter 12, Mary 28. 12, 28.
Deuteronomy 12 and 28.
Just say praise him when you have him. Out there, viewers, 12, 28. Observe and hear all these words which I command thee, that it may go well with thee and with thy children after thee forever. But it's not going to, America. When thou doest that which is good and right in the sight of the Most High thy power. Well, I want to say something. Because we meet so many people and we tell them about these devil days, holidays that are here, they'll agree with you, right, guys? They'll agree, but they'll stubbornly turn away and keep doing it.
Right.
when the Most High thy power shall cut off the nations from before thee,
Right.
whether thou goest to possess them,
Mm-hmm.
and thou succeedest them, and dwellest in their land,
Mm-hmm.
take heed to thyself.
Take heed, read.
Watch out, that thou be not snared by following them.
So don't follow their custom. Read.
After that, they be destroyed from before thee,
Mm-hmm.
and that thou inquire not after their gods. Don't do it, saying, how did these nations
So
serve?
we are not to try to study and learn how the nations that we in worship their gods, their customs, their holy days, their practices, their customs. We're to stay away from that. Read.
Wait, stop. I just shared with a brother tonight how in the 1600s you were robbed from your true God and brought into pagan Christianity. That's how you lost out in God, with God. Okay. Okay. And that thou inquire not after their gods, saying, how did these nations serve their gods? Even so will I do likewise. I'll turn it on you. That's what he's saying. Thou shalt not do so unto the Most High thy power. For every abomination to the Most High, which he hated,
Which he what?
he loveth.
Read.
He hated,
Read.
have they done unto their gods, for even their sons and their daughters they have burnt in the fire to Moloch, their gods.
Now let's go to the verse. Let's go to the book of 1 Corinthians 10:19.
1 Corinthians 10:19.
Uh-huh.
Sorry. 1 Corinthians 10:19. Mary, you can read that, 10:19. Yeah, we got it on the line. We got all these good scriptures. Well, I don't hesitate, Tony, anymore. I take this Bible with me, you know. I got all the scriptures written down. They wanna philosophize you when they meet you out there, you know.
Okay.
Go ahead, Mary.
1 Corinthians.
Hold on.
1 Corinthians 10:19.
Go ahead, Mary.
What say I then? That the idol is anything, or that which is offered is sacrifice to idols is anything? But I say that the things which the Gentiles sacrifice,
Which the Gentiles sacrifice, the
Well,
other,
I want to say something.
the
Hold on.
elite Edomite.
Hold on. What he's saying here, watch, is that anything? Yeah, it is. That's what he's saying. It's everything to me. You're saying, what he's saying is, he's answering them, Josh, and saying, you think that's light, huh, what you're doing?
But it's something.
Yeah, it's something.
Read.
Go ahead.
Which the
Gentiles
Gentiles
sacrifice.
sacrifice.
to devils.
They sacrifice to devils.
They
Go ahead, Mary.
sacrifice to devils,
Not
and
unto
not
us.
unto the Most
Go
High.
ahead.
Read.
I
I
would.
would not that ye should have fellowship with devils.
You cannot drink the
You
cup.
can drink.
You cannot drink. You can't have Christianity and the Most High. It doesn't mix together. Stop. I want to say this again. Hold this. I stopped at your church over there, that church over there on Seaboard.
Mm-hmm.
I opened my window. You know what I told these two sisters? I said, how are you preaching Christianity on the Sabbath? You know you're not supposed to be doing that? She said, amen. Praise the Lord. That was good. I said, you know that, right? Okay. I just took off. Just threw it in there. All right. And I would not have, you should have fellowship with devils. You cannot drink the cup of the Most High and the cup of devils. You
Right.
cannot be partakers of the Most High's table and of the table of devils.
Now let's go to the book of
Can't mix.
the Wisdom of Solomon 14:23.
Good book. Yeah, good book. 14. 14:3, Mary. 23, sorry.
And you should get the Apocrypha.
14:23.
This is the King James,
16:11.
1611, with the Apocrypha in it, in the middle of the Bible. So don't say it's not the Bible, Christian. It is the Bible.
14:23.
Just because Rome took it out doesn't mean you can't do the research yourself and go get the Bible. Go get the missing books. Okay, where are we?
Uh-huh.
All right, ready? For wolves, they slew their children in sacrifices.
So on these holidays, holy holidays, your elites and your leaders of they gather in these coverings
Come on.
and they sacrifice innocent children to the devil,
That's
to
right.
their gods.
Or use secret ceremonies,
Mm-hmm.
or make revilings of strange rites.
Put it down. That's good.
Yeah. Okay.
This is Illuminati too, and I want my dad to read. Then we're going into the packet. Everybody out
Exposing New Year's Day.
there,
I don't know how you put it in there, but that's all right. You do what you want. Give it a title.
turn to
Don't do
in
that.
the Bible.
Don't do
Turn
this.
to
What do you want, Josh?
turn to
Revelation 17.
Revelation 17.
Good, Tony. Revelation 17. 17:1, Josh. You want me to read it?
17,
No.
Oh, just
Put
one
that
verse?
to the side.
Huh? Oh,
Put it to the side now.
oh, okay. Revelation 17.
This is Illuminati 2, and we're going to read some information from this and show you what your elite and your leaders actually partake in during these days.
Defector says Illuminati sacrificed children.
This is page 58 in the Illuminati 2.
Illuminati 2. You need to get this book. The Illuminati sacrificed children in rituals 8
In what?
times.
Remember what we read in the wisdom just now? Whilst thou they slew their children and made revealings of secret rites.
Okay. 8 times a year. Marianne, an Illuminati defector, left who had been groomed for a high political office, told me September 21st, 2008. Now, she was in the Illuminati. She knows.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I spoke to Marianne again in December 2009. She said new and disturbing memories had surfaced. I will present a summary of the first interview, which is also available on audio on my website. Then I will summarize the second. Much of what she says in both interviews is simply outrageous. I can't vouch for any of it, but it is consistent with the testimony of other defectors, Saval, Sue Ford, and Kathy O'Brien. So there's other people. It's not just Marianne.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the Illuminati count on people to be incredulous. Okay, thanks. That's their protection. The more egregious their crimes, egregious their crimes, the safer they are. Look at that.
Mm-hmm.
Marianne sounds convincing to me. Why would anyone defy the most powerful people in the world? Also, both interviews, although 14 months apart, are consistent. People who invent stories rarely can keep track of them.
Uh-huh.
That's right. On September 21st, 2008, Marianne said that tens of thousands of children will be sacrificed that night. The autumnal equinox, right? Or how you say it, Josh?
Equinox.
No, I know that equinox. What's this? Autumnal?
Autumn.
Autumnal.
Yeah.
Okay. In Illuminati ceremonies, the children are bred for the purpose for kidnapped. Satan, just tell them, Josh, how many people are missing at this time of the year, man?
Thousands.
You can't find them. Satanists believe they gain power from killing. Often they rip out the heart and eat the piece of it.
Because when Christ died, it gave people freedom from Satan. So they reverse it. They kill people to gain power over people.
Wow. Yeah, it gives them power, the blood, right, Josh?
Uh-huh.
They prefer it to be still beating. At Easter, they kill adults. There are also sexual rituals involving young children.
So they they pedophile with little kids, your leaders.
They are believed to increase power
So they do this for power over people.
and create fear and solidarity in members.
Read.
Illuminati members live double lives. At night, they engage in these satanic rituals. By day, they are found in all walks of life: medicine, education, philosophy, psychology, therapy, banking, law enforcement, government, technology, military, charities, watch this, and religion.
So
And
churches, high-level churches are involved in these things, including your Pope.
That's right. Come on. Okay, Josh Morris. They are everywhere. The worst are in the news on a daily basis, posing as our leaders. Look at that. They are the elite of Freemasonry. They are generational Satanists, which means you have to be born into it. You can't join. Their children are elevated and trained. Evaluated and trained. More Mormons and Nation of Islam have parallel beliefs, she said. The world has been divided into 10 regions. Different groups are in control of North America. They are related to the crowns of Europe. Wow.
Now?
Wow.
Bohemian Grove.
Bohemian Grove, Illuminati meet for satanic rituals. The satanic cult that has colonized mankind meets every July at Bohemian Grove, 80 miles north of San Francisco. Over 2,000 members, the political, corporate, cultural, and military elite of the world, gather for satanic rituals, possibly including human and ritual sacrifice.
So they sacrifice children to their god, Moloch, or Satan, Yahweh.
They have been meeting there since the 1880s. According to Tree, a young Las Vegas woman who claims to have contacts inside the secretive club, a ritual sacrifice of Mary Magdalene takes place Tuesday, July 21st, and the ritual sacrifice of Jesus Christ takes place Wednesday, July 22nd.
So they do all this in backwards to control people. So they make these effigies of Christ and they kill them to give you power to control people instead of setting people free from you.
Wow.
From them. Read.
A human body of effigy is burned in front of a large owl, symbolizing Moloch, the pagan Canaanite god. Alex Jones filmed a similar ceremony called Cremation of Care, July 15, 2000. If having our world leaders belong to a satanic cult weren't bad enough, the Las Vegas woman says the Illuminati are actually an alien reptilian species.
Fallen angels.
Come on.
Read.
That occupies human bodies and feeds off our energy.
So they feed off energy by
Listen to this.
sacrifice and by ignorant people praying for them.
I find this hard to believe, but then I would also find it hard to believe the world leadership is making sacrifices to owls, so I listen and reserve judgment. She says this reptilian species is called Sangenians. They are a fourth dimension race and make up 3% of the world's population. That's a lot. She claims to have met more than once. They have 3 hearts, shape, they said shape, are cold-blooded, but are developing human feelings, listen to this, from devouring human flesh and blood. 10% now get their blood from the Red Cross, except for sacrifice. Their every ritual involves sex. Queen Elizabeth is a leading reptilian. It all sounds sci-fi and unbelievable. The woman says, but everything fits. So there you have it.
Now let's go into the rest of the packet.
Let's let's listen, please, closely tonight. Exposing New Year's, this demonic day that's upon us. We prayed. I fasted today, almost 3 days, praying, asking the Most High to let this day pass real quick, and He is. Christmas Day is over as far as we're concerned. You know, and I thank the Most High for it, because it is one of the most evil days in the nation. What does Ahayah have to say about New Year's? Does
At
he?
the bottom.
Oh, I'm sorry, Josh. Actually, the New Year babe is far older than he looks. In ancient Greece, it was customary at the great festival of Dionysus to parade, Dionysus. Yeah, to parade a babe cradled in a winnowing basket. This was taken to symbolize the annual of periodic rebirth of that god as the spirit of fertility. New Year. Who was this Dionysus or Dionysus? No other than Bacchus, the god of wine. In his honor, the Greeks held a festival called the Festival of Wine Press. Wow. At the time, which corresponds to our months of January, February. Today, more alcoholic beverages are consumed during the holiday season than at any other time of the year. New Year's Eve is noted for its licentious, wild, and wanton partying. People are deceived by riotous pagan holiday spirits, for the most part, emanating from liquor bottles, all the while calling it Christian. Father Time. Another symbol of New Year's celebration is equally pagan. It is the familiar figure of a white-haired man carrying a sickle. What does he present? The ancient Greek god Kronos. It is from the name Kronos we derive our chronographic, which measures time. What's that word? Time? That measures time. Chronographic. Okay. Among the Greek gods, Kronos originally, Kronos originally cut a swath of human sacrifice with his sharpened sickle. The silent reaper anciently reaped little children in horrible episodes of mythical cannibalism. This Greek rite of human sacrifice was
so again, high level on New Year's Eve,
they do this,
and through this part of the year, it's dealing with high level Satan. Now, like I said, these are not normal people that are doing this. These are high at the top level. That's why you have to understand when your people do it, when you're celebrating these holidays,
you're not aware of
you're not really celebrating what you're told you're celebrating. You're celebrating all the things you do represent something.
It's a lower level of satanic activity. You're doing it, but it's not as high as this. Go ahead, John.
Like the food you eat is the food you eat on these holidays represents.
That's right.
Human sacrifice.
Turkey, ham, shellfish. And go on. Want me to read, Josh? Want me to go more?
Keep going.
Okay. Okay. Among the Greek gods, okay, read that. Mythical cannibalism. This Greek rite of human sacrifice was adopted by ancient Rome.
Ancient who?
Ancient Rome, where human sacrifice was practiced at least until 300 AD. No wonder Most High warns the pagan New Year celebration is an abomination to him. See Deuteronomy 12:31, if you don't believe us. See Deuteronomy 12:31. Strange as it seems, the professing Christian would praise and practice customs and days of pagan origin, thinking cloakly them thinly cloaking them in Christian sounding names. You too may have accepted these vain traditions of men, never realizing they are pagan to the core. In vain do they worship me, said Yashayah, teaching of doctrines, the commandments of men. Yashayah said it is possible to worship Ahayah, to venerate the name of Christ, and still do it all in vain. Full well ye reject the commandment of the Ahayah, that ye may keep your own tradition. He continued, making the word of Ahayah of none effect through your tradition, which ye have delivered. Mark 7:9-13. Many people will confess, right, what we said before. They'll say, oh yeah, you're right, when forced to the pagan origin of these days, but they stubbornly refuse to stop observing them. Ahayah is their judge. God's going to judge you. Don't you make this mistake. When does Ahayah begin the new year? Remember, it is Ahayah who created the heavenly bodies in their courses at creation. It is by his master clock that time is determined. But only Ahayah has the authority to set the date of the beginning of the new year. Ahayah's sacred calendar year begins in the spring, not in the middle of the dead winter.
In the what?
In the middle of in the
Passover in March.
That's right, Josh. Come on. Exodus 12:12. I'm sorry, Exodus 12:1-2. And the Eternal spake unto Moses and Aaron in the land of Egypt, saying, this month shall be unto you the beginning of months.
No, December shall be the beginning of months.
This shall be unto you the beginning of months.
Read.
It shall be the first month of the year to you, March or April. The first month of Ahayah's sacred calendar is called in the Bible Abib. It means the month of green ears. Later, the Jews called it Nisan. Nisan, a Babylonian word having the same meaning. It was in the month of Abib of Nisan that Israel came out of Egyptian captivity under Moses. Exodus 34:18. The Hebrew month Abib overlaps the months of March, April on the pagan Roman calendar in use today. So it is March. Ahayah placed the beginning of the sacred year in the early spring to mark the beginning of the seasonal harvest. The two annual harvests in Palestine foreshadowed Ahayah's plan for the twofold spiritual harvest of souls to be born into his kingdom. Your Bible speaks of a great false religious system which will think to change times and laws, Daniel 7:25. This system has deliberately thought to change the beginning of Ahayah's calendar year in an attempt to hide God's plan for the salvation of mankind, but man has no authority to change Ahayah's master clock. Satan, however, has cleverly deceived the world into believing the new year begins on January 1st. Why national captivity? The very same pagan practices Ahayah condemns in the Old Testament are being perpetrated in our modern world today. The very same festivals of paganism adopted by ancient Israel have become an integral part of this modern society. Read in Kings 17:15-18. The reason why Almighty took ancient Israel into captivity, and they rejected his statutes and his covenant that he made with their fathers. See, Tony, there's our forefathers. And his testimonies which he testified against them. And they followed vanity and became vain and went after the heathen that were round about them, concerning whom the Most High had charged them that they should not do like them. What was the results of Israel following the custom of the heathen nations around them?
Where is that in Kings? Did you just
Read it. Yeah, here's
Kings
17?
Kings 17, 15, and 18 verses.
15 to 8.
15 and 18 verses.
First Kings?
That's King.
First Kings
I said that. I'm sorry, I didn't say first. I'm sorry.
17, 15?
Kings 2. No, Kings 2. Read in 2 Kings 17, 15, and 18. 2 Kings, Josh. This is good. Read this. Follow. This is good. It's all in the Bible. You know, Christians, I can't believe that you think in your spirit that you don't have to believe the Old Testament. That Christ said by the words, you're going to be condemned and justified.
And they rejected his.
Okay. Yeah, Josh. 17, 15 to 18.
And they rejected his statutes.
Come on.
And his covenants that he made with their fathers, and his testimonies which he testified against them, and they followed vanity.
This is the book. Read it.
And became vain, and went after the heathen that were around about them, concerning whom the Most High charged them that they should not do like them. And they left the commandments of the Most High, their God, and made them molten images and 2 calves, Yahweh, and made a grove and worshipped all the hosts of heaven.
Come on. And where are the churches? They're always in groves.
And served.
Notice that? Trees, plants, and grass. All right, go ahead.
And served Baal, Yah, or Yahweh. And they caused their sons and their daughters to pass through the fire and use divination and enchantments and sold themselves to do evil in the sight of the Most High.
Look at that.
And provoked him to anger.
Look at that. And you're telling me the Most High loves America?
Keep reading.
In other words, Ahayah is saying, be pagan if you insist, but quit calling it Ahayah. Stop calling it the Most High. I'm not going to put Christian there because you put Christian there. Because Christian, listen, I just found this out. Although we know this already, that they were called Christians in Antioch because that was a mark on them. So when they were ready to be killed, they would find them. But the word Christian came from Rome. It came from a pagan Rome name from Greece and Rome.
Read.
Okay. Ahayah continues to warn modern Israel against the holidays of paganism. That's all the tribes that are in Christian church. You're not getting away with it.
Read.
Of paganism. In Hosea 2:11, I will also cause all their mirth to cease. Her feast days the people choose, right? Holidays. Her new moons, making the beginning of the pagan new year, and her Sabbaths, and all her solemn feasts. Notice that these were Israel's feast days. Though Israel had acquired from the pagan nations round about them, not those Ahayah who had originally instituted through his Bible. And I will visit upon her the days of Balaam, wherein she burned incense to them.
Read.
The very same punishment awaits any nation today that forsakes the power's law as revealed in his holy Bible and turns to the custom of pagan nations, observing pagan days of worship. Does it make any difference if you continue observing pagan customs like New Year's? It certainly does. Ahayah says so. What should you do? Ahayah Almighty prophesies a final revival of Babylonian religion in great power just before he cuts short man's misrule of this earth. Read his warning in Revelation 18. And after these things, I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory. And he said mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is fallen, is fallen. Her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues. I'm going to stop you. I got to say something. Listen to this. Listen to this. Right now, there are no true healings going on in any Christian church. If it's happening at all, the Most High has mercy on these people, Tony, because he knows these people are devils, and he knows he's going to have the last say against these false prophets and these false false healers. New Year's celebration began in Babylon 4,000 years ago. It is practiced today by almost every people on the face of the earth. Satan and the devil has indeed deceived the whole world. Revelation 12:9. And listen, but the Almighty has sent his ministers to warn this world, us, to cry aloud and spare not, and show his people their
Aggression.
well, he says sins here, that's right, transgressions. That's okay.
Sins.
Isaiah 58:1. Punishment will not be forever withheld. Oh no, he forgave everything. Doesn't matter what we do, Josh.
Mhm.
May Ahayah help you to heed this warning and forsake the pagan practices of this modern world.
Now listen to this.
I hope you listen to
This is Isaiah the 29th chapter. And Isaiah 29 in your Bibles. In verse 9. Stay yourselves and wonder. Cry ye out and cry. They are drunken, but not with wine. They stagger, but not with strong drink. For the Most High hath poured upon them the spirit of deep sleep, and he hath closed their eyes, even their eyes. The prophets and the prophets and the rulers, the seers,
Okay.
hath he covered.
Watch this. They come in your church, they get paid, and they're blind. And they're lying
the
to you.
vision of all is become unto you as the words of a book that is sealed.
Come on, Josh.
Which man deliver to one that is learned, saying, read this, I pray thee.
Wow.
And he saith, I cannot,
Look at that.
for it is sealed.
Stop. I can't understand it. It's sealed. I have no understanding.
And the book is delivered to one that is not learned,
Come
saying, read this, I pray thee.
What does he say?
And he saith, I am not learned.
There it is.
Wherefore the Most High hath said, for as much as this people draw near unto me with their mouth and with their lips do honor me, but have removed their heart,
For the mind.
Right.
their heart far from me, and their fear toward me is taught by the precept of men. Therefore, behold, I will proceed to do a marvelous work among this people.
Stop. So
Even
wait.
a
You know
marvelous
what that
work
means? A work. Go back
and
there. No,
a
go back, Josh. Where it says
wonder.
about teach what? They teach the what? Read that again, Josh. A couple of verses up. I want to expound on that. I want to show you what that really means. Okay. Up where you're at. Just a couple of verses. We teach. They teach about precepts of men.
Wherefore the Most High saith, for as much as this people draw near unto
Come
me
on.
with their mouth,
With their heart.
and their lips do honor me,
Okay.
and
With
have
their mind.
removed their heart far from me,
The mind means the heart. Okay.
and their fear toward me is taught by the precept of men.
Their fear towards me is taught by men, saying, "Don't worry, he forgives everything." You know what? That's true in a way. He will forgive it if you come out of that. But if you stay in that,
A marvelous
You're
work
in
among
trouble.
this people, and a marvelous work and a wonder. For the vision of the wise man shall perish,
wow,
and the understanding of the prudent man shall be hid.
wow, wow. You know what hidden means? People who think they know it all, right, Joshua? And people who think they got it all together. You're not going to get understanding in these last days.
Watch this.
Because you've been brainwashed.
This is
by
Revelation chapter
You've been
17.
brainwashed by Christianity.
Revelation 17.
Revelation 17. Where, Josh?
1.
Want me to read it?
And there came out one of the 7 angels which had the 7 vials, and talked with me, saying
Get the picture.
unto me, come hither, and I will show
It's at the table. I'm not
thee
eating.
the judgment of the great whore which sitteth on many waters,
Show me the judgment, Josh. Go ahead.
with whom the kings
Listen to this.
of the earth have committed fornication, and the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk.
Stop. He didn't say the inhabitants of Israel. The whole world, go ahead, Josh.
Have been made drunk
The whole world's drunk on Rome, go ahead, and the Christian church, go ahead.
with the wine of her fornication.
Deception
So
teaching.
she carried me away in the spirit in the wilderness, and I saw a woman sit on a scarlet-colored beast, full of the names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns. The 7 heads
Go ahead,
are
Josh.
the 7 mountains of Rome, and the 10 horns represent the 10 European nations.
The United Nations, that's right. That's good.
And the woman was arrayed in purple and in scarlet color, decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, having a golden cup in her hand, and full of the head, the names, full of the abomination of her filthiness and filthiness of her fornication.
What is he talking about fornication? He's not talking about sex here. Well, it's only a little part of it. He's talking about religious fornication, adultery, spiritual fornication.
This is all good, so I'll just read a little.
Yeah.
I'll read the.
I'll finish that. You
I'll
can
read.
expound. Okay.
Every.
You want to expound on
You
it?
following, Mom?
Yeah. You okay?
You can expound that.
All right.
I'll
go ahead.
read for you.
Well, stop when I. Yeah.
And this is verse 5. And upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery Babylon. What does mystery mean? No, that means that.
Oh, wait. This is awesome. Wait. Say that again. This is great.
What
Watch
does
this.
mystery mean?
Watch, but it's out there. The world. It's a mystery to the world, but Satan puts it right out there.
Uh-huh.
Go ahead.
He shows you who he is, but it's
Yeah,
a
he
mystery.
shows you who he is, but you're so blind in the church, you can't see it. And then you want to argue with someone who has the truth.
Mystery Babylon the Great and abominations of the earth. Read, Mom.
And I saw the woman drunken with the blood of the saints.
Of this who?
Of the saints.
Of the saints.
The woman is the Roman, right?
The Roman Catholic system.
The whole, it's in. Hold on, I want to say something.
Drunken with the blood of the saints.
Yeah,
Who are the saints?
you're not Baptist anymore. You're not Pentecostal. You're all Catholic, whether you like it or not.
Who are the saints?
And with
The Jews, the Hebrews,
The
are the
black
saints.
man
The
and the
black
Hispanics.
That's right. Go ahead, John.
Read.
the blood of mirth,
And you're in Christianity. You're drunk on her wine.
of Ahayah, Yashayah.
Come on, Mary. Go ahead.
And when I saw her, I wondered with great
Admiration.
Admiration. Read.
And the angel said unto me, Wherefore didst thou marvel? I will tell thee the mystery of the woman and of the beast that carrieth her with
See, you hear the word, stop, Mary, honey, hold on. You hear the word mystery, but like we said before, it's out there for everybody to see, but the church is so deceived and lied to, they don't see it. All they see is past the plate and tide.
7 heads.
So is he.
Having 7 heads and 10 horns.
The beast that thou sawest was and is not.
So the beast is Rome.
Come on.
It was at that time. It died,
It
and
died.
it came back. Read.
Shall ascend out of the bottomless pit
And its agenda is coming from straight from the devil. Read.
and go into perdition. And they
Destruction.
that dwell on earth shall wonder
Wow.
whose name was not written.
Were not written. Read.
Who's not written, they're going to wonder after. They're going to follow. That's what it means.
of
Wonder.
life.
Yep.
And from the foundation of the world,
Read.
when they
Don't-
behold the beast that
Look.
was and
Don't
is
kill anyone.
not
Put
and
my
yet
healing loss
is.
on my internet.
Read.
And here is the mind which has wisdom. The 7 heads and 7 mountains of which the woman sitteth.
So Rome is a 7-hilled city, which the Roman Catholic Church sits upon.
That's where she sits.
And there are
The
7
spiritual entity, spiritual power the military beast is America.
They control the world now.
Read.
Your
And there are
American government.
And there are 7 kings.
So there were 7 major empires that ruled prior to America.
5 are fallen.
5 were fallen. The empires are the Egyptians, the Babylonians, the Medes, the Persians, the Greeks, the Romans. Rome birthed Europe, and Europe birthed America. 7.
And one is
And the 7th is England and Europe, and the 8th is America.
and one is and one the other is not Atham. And
Right.
one
At that time, the English Empire wasn't.
What scripture are you on, Mom?
10. The end of 10.
Hold on, let's get.
Continue a short stage.
So America is the youngest country to
And it's
have
going to
this type
continue a
of
short
power.
time now.
And the beast that was and is not, even he is the 8th and is of the 7th.
Because America is of the European Union, of the European nations.
and goeth into perdition.
Uh-huh.
And the 10 horns which thou sawest are 10 kings.
Those are the 10 European nations. You have Sweden, you have Luxembourg, France, Britain, Italy, Rome, Italy,
Germany,
Germany,
France,
England and
Scotland.
Mhm.
All Edomites.
Which have
You have the Dutch, the
Mhm.
Netherlands,
Mhm.
and the other.
All right, let's
the Portuguese and
get.
Spaniards.
All right, let's. Okay,
Keep
get
reading.
no kingdom, which received
I
no
listen.
kingdom,
Right, as of yet.
Because their kingdom is coming after this one falls.
Right.
but received power as kings. 1 hour with the beast.
1 hour.
These
So-
have one mind,
That's right.
and shall give their power and strength unto the beast.
Those that all agree with him.
These shall make war with the Lamb, and the Lamb shall overcome them.
That's right.
For he is Ahayah of Ahayah,
Read.
and King of Kings.
That's right. That's it.
And they that are with him are called
Faithful
and
and true.
chosen
and true.
faithful.
Skip to verse 16.
Read 16, Mary.
And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the
The whore.
and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh
Wow.
and burn her with fire.
So nuclear war is coming to America. Read.
For Ahayah hath put in her heart to fulfill
His will.
his will.
So the Most High wants America destroyed.
And you better hold on, Mary. You better listen to this because America is going to be destroyed. I don't care what these Christian pastors are saying on TV. They don't know the Bible. Such as Jimmy Swaggart and all those big ministries. Because they love their sin and they love America and they're in pagan Christianity.
Now, keep.
And will agree and give the kingdom unto the beast.
The beast is in. After America is destroyed, the power will go back to the Europeans in Europe.
Until the word of Ahayah shall be fulfilled.
Read.
And the woman with which thou sawest is the great city which reigneth over the kings.
The great city is New York City and the United
Nations that reigneth over the kings of the earth.
So, because all the government heads go to the UN.
That's right.
So hopefully that was a good Sabbath lesson. I know we learned something, and we like to say Shalom.
Keep listening and keep learning with us.
May the Most High
As he
Ahayah,
shows us, we're going to show you.
may the Most High Ahayah Wa Ruach Kudash bahashem Yashayah bless you all, and Shalom.
Shalom.